Today's episode, we're going to start super strong on how to master the art of going all in on you. Say it to me again. So tasty, so delicious. If we can think of one thing that separates the people that get what they want done, the people that shoot for the moon, the people that accomplish everything they wanted to set foot on, it's all about self-belief. It's all about self-belief and the action that is attached to it. So I want to play a game. I want you to think back. Let's go 3 years back, right in the beginning of COVID. Who were you then? How did you feel about yourself? What career were you in? What goals did you have? I know for me personally, I was a complete shit show when March 2020 came around. I was moving to San Diego from LA. I was segueing out of teaching. So before being a business consultant, female entrepreneur, and speaker coach, I was a public school teacher. And I was just so burnt out. And I was still serving too. I was serving tables. And there were so many parts of me that's like, okay, this server knows that she's meant to be CEO. She knows that she's meant to run her life her way, not have a cap on her income. And so I think back to the woman that I was, just in shambles. I couldn't teach anymore. I couldn't serve, obviously, because restaurants and schools are shut down. And I just remember crying incessantly for almost 3 days in March. And my boyfriend was just like, oh my God, it was a lot. It was a lot for me. It felt like the world was crashing down. Until finally, there was just a light bulb that went off. This was the time where I was like, okay, it's time to go all in on me, all in on what I actually want, which has always been my dream of being an entrepreneur, of being a keynote speaker, all of those things. But the question was, bitch, are you going to sink or are you going to swim? When's the last time you've asked yourself that or something similar? This is your moment. You're either going to step on stage or sit in the stands. You're either going to play in the game or you're going to sit on the sidelines. We've all had moments like that in our personal life, in our careers. And so if you were similar to me in March 2020 or during COVID, where you had that, oh shit, sink or swim moment, I want you to bring it back to who you are today. The strong, badass, resilient, unshakable, audacious woman that you are today. You have gone all in on yourself in so many ways. And so in this episode, I'm going to lovingly stretch you into this next exciting season and era of your life, of your business or career. Fast forward to now, 2023. It might be 2024 when you're listening to this, or another year. But damn, celebrate her. Celebrate that woman that you were. And now here I am, built a multiple six-figure business from being a broke server, crying on the couch, literally thinking that the world was falling apart, that I wouldn't measure up to anything, that all these skills I have are for a waste, or that I don't have any skills, only to collapse the timeline to build a successful coaching business during COVID and to grace the TEDx stage. When it comes to identity work and going all in on ourselves, I think we're also very harsh on our past selves. Yes, our current selves. Like, it was hard. I'm going to be honest. It was hard for me to even get out of bed yesterday. There are days where we just feel like crawling in a little shell or staying in bed maybe a little longer, pulling the sheets over our head and just be like, I don't want to get out of bed today. Like, I would rather just be safe and cozy in my own little bedroom. Who's guilty of that? I know I am. I had a reason for it though. I lost my brother last year. He struggled with substance abuse and schizophrenia. And so it was a hard day yesterday because I visited my hometown, Seal Beach, California. And if you've ever visited any city that resonates with you or has been a massive chapter of your life, if that wave of nostalgia hits you, right? And I could feel my brother's presence. And yesterday was one of those days where I just wanted to freaking crawl up in a ball. And there's been so many days in my speaking career and in my business where I've wanted to do the same. Yet the art of going all in on you is refusing to be in the cocoon or giving yourself, okay, I'm going to give myself today to cocoon myself. And then I'm going to bust out of the fucking cocoon like a radiant, glowing, blue, sparkly butterfly. I'm envisioning, I'm channeling the emoji. That's going all in on yourself. Because the moment you want a cocoon, that is the most important time for you to bust out of it, to keep going. So let's look back on who we were then and celebrate her. Not shame her, not be like, oh, I wish you were more like this. No, because it was essential to be her at the time, because that gave way to who we are now, the queens that we are today. And then the queens that are building our queendoms and what we're going to accomplish in this upcoming year. So I applaud you, and I applaud you for being here. So I'd like to open this up with, what are you calling more in this upcoming year? I get like so excited about it. So a couple years ago, it was a TED Talk. It was a successful business, and it was traveling the world, being able to own our wild, being able to work from anywhere in the world. That was a dream. All of this was a dream that 2020 me had 3 years ago. And I didn't know how. I think what happens is a lot of us, when we know that we have a big, audacious goal, is we obsess over finding the how or trying to make sense of our future. There's so many studies that report we're so uncomfortable with uncertainty. We have a tendency to future cast too much in order to ground ourselves, in order to add more certainty or to add more control. But I will tell you, babes, the minute that you can relinquish control, how? Embracing the element of surprise and spontaneity. And not trying to plan step by step, but just asking yourself, what is the 1% thing I can do today that will make me one step closer, that will make me feel 1% richer, that will make me 1% happier, that will make me 1% more confident, even if it feels uncomfortable right now? Because all of you know by now that the presence of discomfort is your flex. That is your growth. So whatever you're calling in this upcoming year, it could be an increase in your income, which holly freaking Luya, I love that for you. It could be to grow your business, to start a business, to maybe you want to leave business. Maybe you're an entrepreneur and you're like, okay, like I want to get back into corporate, or you want to do something else. You want to manifest the love of your life. You want to just feel so much more fucking at peace and happy in the day to day. Claim it. Go all in on that. Only you know the steps to take. I'm getting all excited now. I'm like banging on the, only you know. Only you know. Now, when my clients and I work together, they come to me with big hopes and dreams, starting a podcast, becoming New York Times bestsellers, becoming public speakers, building 6-7-figure businesses, which they have accomplished. But they accomplish it at their own rate. If you're in the coaching industry, it's so glorified to hit those income milestones quicker. And while I think, yes, it can be motivating, I've personally experienced where it just feels like another fucking rat race. So allow yourself grace to operate on your own timeline, whatever that means to you. For example, I wanted to get this Own Your Wild podcast out like earlier this year, but I was going through so much shit. Like I was going through a breakup. I was sold my house in Florida with my ex, and I was moving back to California. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And I was like, I want to move to Europe. I almost moved to Berlin. My business has been pivoting and growing in such a beautiful way. We started adding new offers, public speaking for people that want to build speaking careers and TEDx talks. There was just so many moving parts. And it was also the hardest fucking year of my life. And as much as I wanted to get this podcast out now, right now, earlier in the year, this is the time. As much as we want to plan, there's also going to be moments in your life where the plan finds you and the timing finds you. And it's up to you to listen and feel into that. I believe in signs. I believe God gives us signs. God, higher power, source, gives us signs. To go all in on you, create space for it. Meditation, beach walks, dancing. Oh my gosh, I'm currently in San Diego, and I started taking these like red room sexy dance classes where we have to wear knee pads and we're literally like crawling on the ground. Oh, it's just like, it's so activating. But it's almost like it unlocked another sexual, like audacious, delicious, feminine energy. And I get to bring that into my business. I get to bring that into how I help my clients also tap into their femininity. So leave space for those activities and those moments of silence that give you joy. Going all in on you is not about finding the how. It's not about rat race to the finish line. We've probably all heard this before. It's honoring where you're at, knowing that you're fucking crushing it. And whenever you need some sort of anchor, play the time capsule game, like what we did here. Who was that woman back then? Give yourself any timeline that feels good. 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I just recently put out an Instagram post about building audacious self-confidence, which is what I love helping clients and our community here with, is, stepping so wildly into your beliefs, into who you are, and creating a fucking epic career and income because of it. Yes, I cuss a lot. So if you are not okay with people that swear like sailors, maybe this podcast isn't for you. Play the timeline game. Celebrate who she was. Celebrate who she is now. Celebrate where you're going. Yesterday, I told you I had a really rough day and I was just feeling really heavy. And I'm still in the grieving process. If any of you have lost loved ones, and it could be whether they did pass, their physical body did pass, or maybe it was like a breakup or a falling out with a friend. Damn, it's like painful. Going all in ourselves also means giving ourselves grace. There was an exercise that I experimented with this morning because when I woke up, it was a beautiful day in sunny San Diego. I felt this call to go to the pool and write myself a love letter. Not who I was, but the woman I am today. And my heart and soul poured into it. And I just realized I don't give myself enough credit. So what if we talk to ourselves like this every day? As if we were writing a love letter to ourselves every damn day. I highly recommend it. So maybe even swapping out journal entries of just you talking from the first person to you writing to someone in, I think, second or third person. Yeah. Okay. Second. So if you're writing to yourself, like, okay, maybe it's second person. Yes. I'm like, okay, I took English class, I promise. But essentially it sounded like, dear Laura, you are freaking the most badass human I know. I know you're a little hard on yourself, blah, 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 blah. You're epic. You're crushing it. Keep going, girl. I got a bit deeper. So write to yourself as if you were your best friend. And there is so much power in displacing or disassociating from that. In all honesty, I think we take everything so seriously. Our business, our careers, there's a time and place for it. We're obviously badass bitches that get shit done because we care, because we take ourselves seriously. What if we could dial it back like 10%? Especially if you are a business owner like me. I know a lot of you that are listening are aspiring or seasoned entrepreneurs. or considering being an entrepreneur or have been one in the past. And something that's helped me is like, it's not so serious. Selling, like, oh my God, well, what will people think of me? I have a really awesome masterclass coming up, Audacity, the art of going all in on yourself. Woo! And a lot of this comes from the embodiment of moving through product and program launches, even when I didn't doubt myself, even when I did doubt myself. And I would never have had 35, 75K launches if it wasn't for these embodiment and confidence practices of not allowing fear to be the rider of your decisions. It's about moving quicker than your fears. So if you've ever been in sales, it's like, okay, well, this person, what if people don't show up to my masterclass? What if you hear crickets and you don't hear, and people don't come to your program? It's a matter of honing back into that why. And what is the reason that you came here? Yes, it's great to make money. Of course, you're going to make money, but the reason why you started a business is to help people. Now, when you come from that energy, you literally are like screaming from the rooftops, I'm here to fucking help you. This is the most epic thing since sliced bread, but even better, right? You are allowed to hold feelings and sensations of doubt and fear and still go out and fucking crush it. One of my mentors, Victoria Washington, who I adore, it's like, it's about holding doubt and fear and still channeling confidence at the same time. That's the power of duality. We're human. We are going to be having these sensations. So I want you to walk away from this episode fully owning who you are, even in your mess, because we are allowed to be a fucking mess. Because anytime that we are a mess, we come out, we figure our shit out, we get shit done, and we rise. There's been many times, I'm sure, in your life where you've risen like a phoenix from the ashes, where you feel like everything has just tumbled to the ground. That was me in 2020 when I had both of my careers taken away and I'm like, what next? But rather than let that fear, I stepped into the throne, into the seat of desire. What do I want? This is your moment. As you're listening to this, we're about to go into a new year, babe. I dare you to claim it as the year that you're going all in on yourself. And there's probably a lot of you here saying, I have been going all in on myself. And you're probably ready for more. You're like, I want more. And hats off to you. And anytime you feel any resistance, understand to move faster than your doubts, move faster than your fears, because your body knows best. I'm living proof of this. Today, I still had the pain and grief and doubt from yesterday. I woke up still feeling a bit heavy. And now it's about 1 p.m. when I'm recording this, and I feel like a new woman because I let my body lead me. I tapped into my source. I wrote a love letter to myself. I got moving. I did the workout. I enjoyed the sun. I allowed myself to feel uncomfortable only to prove to myself that this does not change anything. Chances are you landed here because you are not even close to being done yet, babe. You've just begun. A lot of you do want to go on to build your own empires. You're building your own brands. You're being the architect and designer of your life. You want to travel the world. You want to experience more freedom. You want to have that loving partner or partners, depending on where you stand with that. And you can have it all. Because when you feel it all, even resistance, even self-doubt, you can still have it all. Our bodies, we can hold that. We're strong. So my hat goes off to you, babe. And I am literally, this is just the beginning. You haven't seen anything yet. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in and for being a part of the Own Your Wild sisterhood and community. I'm so excited to create some freaking magic with you. Until next episode, love. Mwah.